People always ask me, aren't you that sheriff candidate who's suing Pima County for $1 billion? Yes, I am actually, because there was a massive, gross, shocking, horrific violation of all of our civil rights. Not just mine that day of the raids, when 60 people invaded my family home and threw me and a Desert Storm veteran in jail and defamed us, me, okay, speaking for myself. But on behalf of the veterans, I'm very concerned. They took away his therapy dog. I mean, I need to obviously file a complaint with the Veterans Administration and about the violation of American Disabilities Act, because they took away my service dog as well, my Dr. Baker. Then they violated our rights, my rights to due, all of our rights to due process and to a fair trial, fair counsel, and also protection from unreasonable search and seizure. Was it really necessary to bring upwards of 60 officers? And also, I caught them under oath when I questioned them at the OSC hearings to try to get back my dog. I caught them falsifying their reports by many hours about the times of my and our arrest. That's tampering with evidence. So as a whistleblower by nature, I'm running for sheriff and district attorney to replace useless Chris Nanos, who just ignores victims like me. Just look at his background. He's got a habit of neglecting ladies, the ladies, if you know what I mean. And Monica Dangler, too. I demanded an investigation of the investigation from the very start, and these individuals just ignored me. Well, guess what? You're partially responsible for the suffering of animals and the suffering of about 150, well, actually, you terrorized and traumatized almost 200 perfectly healthy, prize-winning flock of animals. You stole my livelihood and then framed me with neglecting them? Impossible. Just look at all the video I had made up until the very day that they were seized unfairly, and that's a subject of the excessive force, 2 federal excessive force lawsuits I have against the Pima County Sheriff's Department, Pima Animal Care Center, and now against Laura Conover's office. Laura, when's the con gonna be over? Let's talk about Laura Conover a little bit more. Let me try to persuade you to write me in instead. TRISTA, Oxford Berkeley award-winning teacher, scholar, public health researcher, as well as artist and cartoonist. I lobby the government to get rid of all the lobbyists and to suspend the party of traitors. So yeah, I'm putting in a $1 billion notice of claim against Laura Conover's office, as well as filing a ethics complaint against her with the Arizona State Bar Association. Laura Conover has enabled criminals with badges to persecute and prosecute innocent people and terrorize their pets. That's what I'm in this for. My animals, they need to be rescued from these people, and I have submitted proof to the animal courts with Judge Kendrick Wilson, and it was just ignored. I've caught them red-handed. They purposely neglected my animals for 2 weeks at the Pima County Fairgrounds, and then uploaded, it's in their own police reports, Teddy Noon and Clarissa Leva-Cañas were the people responsible for this. And I'm particularly holding them responsible, as well as all the way to Chris Nanos and Monica Dangler, for ignoring the problem. I wrote extensive complaints and they just ignored me. I demanded investigation about Clarissa Leva-Cañas and Teddy Noon, and guess what they did? They retaliated, which is yet another violation of my First Amendment free speech right and right to petition the government with my grievances. So yes, America, it's legal. It's one of our rights to complain. But what did they do? They, being internal affairs at Pima County Sheriff's Department, the raid was under the instigation of Detective Noon, who obtained a invalid search warrant, blanket search warrant, that allowed them to just run through here like a battering ram. They came in here, and my video and audio is posted all over my social media. The first thing they did was arrest me, put me in cuffs. They ignored the fact that I asked for a lawyer. They ignored the fact that I asked them to produce a search warrant, and they only showed it to me for a few moments, and then they stole it away from me again, even though I insisted on keeping it. They left it in the dirt. So, and then when my Desert Storm veteran and therefore expert testimony witness told them, and by the way, he has criminal investigation background, he told these arresting officers, Detective Noon was in charge under Sergeant Ryan Rohr. Now, if they were truly concerned about the condition of my animals, they would have actually investigated and done a search before they arrested me and took me away to jail. In 20 minutes flat, I was on my way to Pima County Jail, which is one of the worst it's a prison, basically. Might as well be Abu Ghraib. As your sheriff, I promise we will shut down Pima County Jail, which is probably the worst in the country. 4 times more jail deaths than Rikers Island. I and my veteran friends were literally tortured in the Pima County Jail. Briefly, it's in their police report too. They say I was put in a restraint chair, although I did not resist arrest whatsoever. And they didn't write this, but he slammed, there was a Latino, I've got his name somewhere, because I wrote it down. I memorized as many badge numbers and names I could remember, because I knew it was a setup. I thought they were going to kill me. I was in fear for my life. When they surrounded me, about 30 of them, I counted 30 that day, August 30th, 2023. They surrounded me, immediately put me in cuffs, threw me in a car backwards, dragged me back. Edgar Nosek dragged me backwards. It's in the body cam footage that's not heavily redacted. There's no probable cause. I had my dog taken to the vet, and they were charging me with abusing him by not taking him to the vet soon enough. That's impossible. That you don't have a case. So that's why I am so bent, out of shape, as my mom would say. When we caught Teddy and Clarissa tampering with evidence, when I caught them under oath, good job, Trista. When I caught them, Laura's office should have dropped the cases, but she is maliciously continuing to press these charges against me, and they could involve 6 months jail time, or it was prison, Abu Ghraib, and $2,500 fine, something like that, for doing nothing but loving on my pets. My pets were just fine until y'all came along and framed me and defamed me in the press. Ruined my perfect records. Sterling record, Oxford, Berkeley. I worked at the State Department. I did my undergraduate thesis at Berkeley in French on the humanitarian aid. And I went into the former Yugoslavia, and I come back from living in Taiwan 14 years. I've been back about 8 years, and guess what? I've been dragged, literally dragged off my property on trumped up charges both times, false arrests. And guess what, America? Even the United Nations has condemned American police for their brutality against the black population. Write me in, TRISTA. You can trust Trista.